Navigating transformation and clarity. Welcome to your October 2023 monthly astrology forecast. So, as the leaves change and the energy begins to shift as we head on into fall, we're in for a month of deep transformation, some insightful revelations, and some powerful shifts with the planetary movements. We're going to have a solar eclipse, a lunar eclipse that are going to emphasize themes of balance and material well-being. They're going to be urging us to release what's holding us back and embrace this transformative growth as we move forward. Mercury and the Sun are both going to be in Scorpio, encouraging us to dive deep with our emotions and our thoughts, while Venus in Virgo is going to emphasize practical expressions of love. This month is an invitation to embrace the change, to reflect on your relationships and your values, to embark on a journey of inner exploration. Be open to transformation as the universal energies are here to guide us towards greater clarity and more authenticity. To work to stay adaptable, to be open-minded as you navigate the planetary currents of October. My hope is that having this forecast available ahead of time is going to give you the areas of your life that are going to be most affected and impacted, and have this opportunity to flow and to work with the changes that are occurring in your life. Remember that eclipses, they bring such dramatic shifts, and that there's not an opportunity to go back. They eclipse people, places, and things into our life and out of our life. And so there is no opportunity to go back, and it can sometimes be jarring and confusing. So at this time, my hope is that you will see this as an opportunity, that this eclipse, the eclipses and the eclipse season, they're meant for growth. My hope is that the astrological insights that you gain will empower you to make the most of this transformative month. So stay tuned to the energies and stay in tune to them, and continue to seek alignment with your higher self. If this is your first time here, welcome. And if you're a regular follower, thank you for your support, your thumbs up, your shares, your comments. I invite all of you to join me for my lives on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to have one time a month for the new moon and another time of the month for the full moon. And in between, I'm going to be offering tarot consultations. I also encourage you to sign up for my email, where I share the latest happenings with links to find everything. And if you're ready for an in-depth reading of your chart, you can schedule a personalized astrological reading at my website, willowgracemystic.com. So welcome. I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your October forecast. All right, so for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, I want to talk about the overall theme of the month and what's occurring, because as we go through, you're going to see how it totally affects you and your partnership sector. So as a Libra rising, you have the Sun and Mars and the South Node in your first house of self, transforming that area. And then we have the North Node in Aries, you going after things that you want. Now, as the planets rotate around and they make these aspects, you're going to see that it all leads back to how are you going to transform those two areas of your life. So the first date I want you to talk about is October 8th. On October 8th, we have Venus entering into the sign of Virgo. Venus is the goddess of love, it's money, cash, property, and Virgo is detail oriented, it's practical, and the 12th house is your dreams, your intuition. It's where we go to be alone, where we go to center. It can be hospitalizations, it can be where we go and go for a retreat. And so Venus entering Virgo here, it's offering you this opportunity of finding harmony and finding, and how do you do that in the pragmatic sign of Virgo. So think about your relationships and think about your aesthetics. They're going to take on more of a practical tone of, I have to set aside time to meditate, and what does that look like? And I have to set aside this time for my mental, physical health. I have to be the one to do that. It's going to be also a time that you're going to be showing your love through acts of service, helping somebody else, and appreciating the beauty in the simplicity of things. I encourage you, focus on self-care and pay attention to details in everything that has to do with matters of the heart. And then as we move forward onto October 14th. So on October 14th, we're going to have this potent solar eclipse, new moon in the sign of Libra. Libra is the sign of the scales, and it's about finding balance. So we have the sun, the moon, the south node, and Mercury all piled up in your first house of self. Who you are, your identity, who you are evolving and changing into. Libra is the sign of balance, but it's also where do we give away too much of ourselves to balance out somebody else. It is the scales, but I remind people that it's also the yoke on the oxen, that we have to have both both oxen working together, because where this ox goes, I have to go. And so know that whatever you do for one, that you are like linked to the other. And how do you find this balance? And so this eclipse is going to bring this fresh start to partnerships. It's going to bring balance to your life. It's going to eclipse people, places, and things into your life and out of your life. It's going to be this opportunity to leave behind these old relationship dynamics and to create more harmonious connections that you have with business partners, significant others, friends, clients, your one-on-one relationships, and for you to set these intentions for equitable collaborations in order for you to seek this inner equilibrium. Now, this is really a potent solar eclipse because it's the first one to occur in Libra since the year 2016. So think back to that time period in your life where you were having this supercharged opportunity to transform. So now we're going to have this 6-month window that's going to refresh and rewire some relationships in your life. So think of it as, could some part of your work benefit from having a collaborator who complements your skill set? Or I want you to also notice that the moon is right here with Mercury. And so the moon with Mercury is an opportunity for you to write down the qualities and the capabilities of the person that you would like to attract and who you want to be. Pay attention to, like, write down, I'm looking for this, this, and this is who I want to be. This is who I want to bring to the table. I want to draw your attention to what it opposes. It's going to oppose the wounded healer Chiron. So Chiron, everybody has a Chiron. Chiron currently is in your 7th house of partnership. So being wounded in that area of your life. So be very mindful about the people that you draw in at this time, that you're not drawing in people that you have to nurture and care for, that can care for themselves. This is not a time where you're supposed to be nurturing and caring for everybody. This is a time for you to be figuring out, what do you need for yourself before you take into consideration anybody else. The lunar nodes, they point to the direction of our life where we're asked to find a new direction, and sometimes through a rebalancing of priorities. And so for you, your north node is in your 7th house of partnership. You are being asked for over the next 18 months to find new partnerships, whether they are business or close or friendship or clients. This is like you initiating this, you looking for this, rebalancing and reprioritizing this area of your life. Now that the nodes are in the sign of identity, Aries, you taking ownership of it, and Libra wanting to find the balance between who you are as an individual and who you are in relationship and who you are with your social networks. With the South Node in Libra, some long partnerships and alliances, they're going to come to a natural end. And once they end, it's not like you're going to revisit it or go back to it. The North Node in Aries is about finding your own unique voice and what are your motivations, you setting the boundaries, you fighting for yourself and your individual goals, and you finding a new way to express yourself. Now, because of the planet Uranus, the the planet Uranus is in your 8th house of shared resources. The 8th house is contracts that you have with other people. It's the house of deep bonding. It's alimony, child support. It's wills. It's things that come to you, but it's also things that you share with others. Because of Uranus's location there and this eclipse, this is an opportunity for you to restructure your relationships, restructure these contracts so you can have more equality, more inclusiveness, and respect for each other's differences. So I would see at this time that you're probably going to be going over any contracts that you have, whether they are business, marital, or contracts like that you have with important people that are in your life. All right, so then next, Mercury is going to enter Scorpio on October 22nd. So as we move forward on October 22nd, we have Mercury entering Scorpio. Mercury is the planet of communication. It's our thoughts, it's our ideas, and it's how we speak, and it's travel. And so Scorpio is deep, intense, probing. And so your 2nd house of your self-worth, your cash, your property, all of this is leading back again to the me, we axis of your life. Mercury entering Scorpio is encouraging you to have these deep thoughts and probing conversations. Think about truly what it is that, like, for your self-worth. What do you need? What do you need in order to feel secure? Dive into the depths of your thoughts, and you need to communicate with authenticity. This is not you just going along because everybody else is. This is you uncovering some hidden truths about yourself and others, and also being cautious about power struggles and discussions. You speaking your mind, and when somebody asks about something, just don't agree because it's like everybody's agreeing to it. No, if they're your thoughts and you don't agree to it, then no, speak your true mind. Be authentic. Be who you are. As we move forward one more day, the sun is now going to enter the transformative sign of Scorpio. So now we have Sun, Mercury, Mars. And so this is embracing this period of personal growth, rebirth, and shedding of old layers. I think of Scorpio as, so Scorpio is birth, death, rebirth. It's transformation. And yours is in your self-worth. And it's going to be aligning with you finding your voice and your partnerships, your relationships. So I'm thinking of this as like a snake. And you are the snake, and you're growing, you're changing, you're evolving. And now you need to shed the skin. You need to get it off and embrace this personal growth, this rebirth, shed the skin, get rid of what no longer serves you. Focus on your inner desires and your inner passions. And then on the 28th. So on the 28th, I love this. So this is like a huge ending to a cycle. I want to draw your attention to the moon is conjunct Jupiter in your 8th house of shared resources, but your north node is in your 7th house of partnerships. So it's bridging these two areas of your life, ending one so you can totally focus on the other. And so we have a lunar eclipse. They conclude, they end, but it's ending these contracts. It's ending this area of your life. And it's embracing this period of this, I need to feel secure. It's going to be illuminating your values, your finances, in order for you to have this material security. You're going to be assessing your relationships to people with money or contracts that you have, the possession of things, what does that do for your self-worth? Releasing these attachments, these outdated beliefs, because of time has changed things and has evolved things, and embracing a more grounded sense of what is abundance to you. This is the third and final lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus. Taurus represents money, security, and hard work. And so this eclipse, it began for everybody on the Taurus Scorpio axis on November 19th, 2021. So think back to that time period, because for everybody, it radically revamped our economy. And for you, it revamped your personal financial habits over the next 2 years of what is your money? What do you do? What do you need in order to feel secure? You need to be sensible and sensual, because Taurus loves luxury. And so the key is to make sure that you have enough resources to cover your basics, all while still being able to enjoy what you personally consider these earthly delights. And so it's not about like having things. It's about what do you want to surround yourself with that makes you feel secure. Now, it's conjunct the sign of Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is opposing Mars. So now we have what is stopping you, what is blocking you from, what do you have to integrate in order to make this happen? Well, this is you revisiting your approach to your resources, you taking charge of your own personal financial future, saying, like not just signing on the dotted line, not just listening to what somebody else has said, but saying, okay, I'm going to find a mentor. I'm going to find somebody who knows more on me than this and can explain to me what is going on in my life so that I can move forward and be more solid, stable, and secure, because who I am is changing. This is going to be a major release because it's going to be a complete ending of this. Now you're going to be able to say, now I can focus on this Aries part of my life. I want to focus on what are my values. I want to focus on partnership and boundaries and contracts and legal matters, because all of that is going to be evolving and changing for you over the next 18 months. So one area ending of these contracts, and then this new area of your life where who are you becoming? Who are you evolving and changing into? Where do you need these boundaries? And what is changing for you? So Libra, I hope that you found this video resource to be a helpful guide in your transformation in your life. I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comments below.